We shape our homes, and our homes shape us. I, Pallavi Arora of Fulcrum Homedecor, am here to transform your spaces into a dream home. Cheers to new beginnings and new memories, with a little bit of magic and lots of love.
Welcome to Fulcrum Home Decor. My name is Pallavi and I am here to help you transform your spaces into a home. Today, I will be taking you on a tour and a journey. This is a journey of a 3 BHK home in Pune. It was a complete blank slate when we received it, and we have transformed or made over or designed, whatever you want to call it, the entire space here. So this is going to be a two-part video. In the first part, I will be showing you the foyer area, the living room and the kitchen. And I'll be taking you through the process of design, the different stages of execution and what the place has transformed into. In the second part, I will be taking you through all the 3 bedrooms and even the bathroom spaces. So let's begin today's video with part 1. So in this 3 BHK home, we started off by designing the entire space in a very mid-century modern way. So the clients definitely, the inspiration pictures that the clients sent us and the requirements that they had, we kind of understood that this was going to be a mid-century modern style of designing. So the first thing that we did was, of course, we met with the client, we chalked out all their requirements and we looked at the reference images, and then we kind of came up with a plan of what we wanted to do in the spaces. So the first thing we did was to take the measurements and draft out different layouts of the room. What I would like to just tell you is that when we draft out layouts, there are these different options that we give to the client where the furniture can be placed in different ways, the repercussions it has, the clearances that are available, so that the client can take an informed decision of how they would like to see their home and what is the requirement they would like to meet most. So we started off by giving the floor plans, and once the floor plans were finalized, then we went into the elevations, the working drawings and the 3D drawing of the space. So the 3D drawing of the space looked something like this. So now that you've seen what the inspiration was and what the drawings looked like, let me show you how the space has turned out, and you can tell me in the comment section that did we meet what the 3D line looked like, or is it better, or is it not up to the mark? I would love to hear from you. So let's begin right at the entrance of the space. So since the entire house was going to be a mid-century design and the wood tones were going to be very beautiful raw wood, oak wood kind of color, we wanted to start it off from the main door itself. So we've used that same oak wood paneling on the main door. So this is called a safety door. This is made entirely, this part of it is made entirely of metal and a part of it is made out of wood. So this kind of provides an added security. And also when you want to keep the main door open and you still want ventilation, this acts as a very, it allows ventilation, but it still acts as a protective barrier. So the metal parts we have powder coated in the grey color, which you will see reflected in a lot of places in the living room and the foyer area. And this is how we've done the safety door. Now this is the foyer area of the space. This was a very wide area and it was a very welcoming large space that the clients had. We had the option of either going ahead with a console or going ahead with something very different like this kind of a seating that we've created. We did not want to treat it like an area for the shoe rack. So what we've done here is we've given a series of drawers on one side which can house a lot of essentials, especially during these times, like having masks and grocery bags and sanitizers and things like that. There is an entire section below where I'm sitting where a lot of their shoes can be housed. And we've also used the area above this as a very good storage area for maybe excessive newspapers or excessive of stuff which cannot go into any other space in the home. What we've done is to anchor this space with this lovely oak colored laminate, and it kind of acts as a seating, it acts as a breakthrough from the entire storage area that we have, and it also becomes like a conversation point if there is someone who has to come, like a bill needs to be paid or you need to take clothes from the laundry person. This is a good area to use for all of those purposes. So as soon as you enter from the foyer area, we chose to go ahead with the TV unit on this large wall. Now this was a huge wall, and what we didn't want is to create separate spaces, like having a separate foyer and a separate TV unit and a separate bar unit. What we wanted to do is, even though they are separate, to have a blend and a continuity to them. So what you'll see that the same laminate has been reflected here, and what we've done is to make it like an extended part of the foyer itself. We've given these beautiful cement sheets here. That's the grey that you see reflected in our safety door as well. We've given a lovely paneling of that oak here, and we've also given a section here of shelves in which a lot of artifacts and books and things like that can be housed. This is the area which has the drawers, a lot of their CDs or DVDs or whatever kind of things they would like to keep. This kind of storage is available for that. This is the seating area of the space. Now, since the television is on that wall, the clients did not want to make the television the primary focus of the room. So that's why the television is not on the main wall, it is on the side wall. And what we wanted to do is have a very cozy conversational area here. And we chose to go ahead with this beautiful couch. This is again completely customized to the client's sizing and requirements. What we've done is to give a lovely wooden paneling or a wooden cladding to the couch, and we've housed a nice grey, we've taken a very nice grey fabric because again we wanted to kind of celebrate that grey. And we chose to go ahead with 2 chairs on the opposite side of the couch. Now this is a very beautiful conversational space. It can house up to say 5 to 6 guests over here, and if they need this, there is a lot of walkway which we have left, so the dining chairs can be pulled out here and it can become a bigger seating. Another reason why we chose to go ahead with seating on the opposite sides was because this is where the balcony is, and we wanted them to have full access to the balcony. So once you open the balcony windows and you kind of draw out the curtains, this becomes like a full span of space that they can enjoy when they have guests and friends and family over. This is the dining space that we allocated for the house. The moment I had seen this place here and I saw this beautiful window, I definitely wanted to house a seating somewhere here, and the clients also loved this idea. So instead of having the typical 6-seater or a 4-seater dining table, what I wanted to do is to have like a breakfast nook kind of a feel where you have a huge seating as an L shape over here. This seating provides for at least more. If the table is removed, it can actually house up to 7 people. What I also wanted to do is to have this entire side as a lounge feel as well. So once the curtains are drawn up and the view in the mornings is beautiful, it has extremely well ventilated, space is extremely well ventilated, it has a lot of light. So what I wanted them is that if they just want to sit with a cup of coffee and read a book on Sundays, this space is available for that. So we chose to go ahead with a square table. It's a marble top table because we wanted to celebrate the white color that we are reflecting everywhere. We chose to go ahead with a contrasting shade for the seating, and we have two very comfortable chairs. Now these chairs are also made in the same fabrics that are for the chairs in the living area, so that these can be pulled out during a party or a gathering and things like that. This is an area which I personally love in the home. So the wall of the kitchen was actually extended till here, and there was that entire space was free, which you can see. I'll insert the before pictures here. So when we had a wall here and we had that space open, we were unable to house the electronics, even though the kitchen was a large size compared to what we get these days. There was no separate section to house the electronics or have a space just for the electrical devices. So I definitely knew I wanted to house that right next to the kitchen. But I also wanted them to have another space in which because they're a family of three, and kitchens are a very big part of Indian homes. So I wanted them to have a space which is very integrated, and the clients felt the same way. So we decided to break down the wall which was here. We retained all the columns and beams. We did not touch them. It was just the brick wall that we kind of got rid of, and we got this breakfast counter or a bar counter, whatever you want to call it, in place over here. This opens up the entire space from the kitchen to the living room to the dining, so it kind of feels like one area. And it also separates out things like, this place can be used to have like a quick meal or breakfast, or even when one of them is cooking and the child needs to do their homework, so she can be sitting here and doing things. So it's a very versatile and a very multifunctional space. This also can act as a buffet serving counter when they have guests, and of course, because the dining table is not a long one, this acts as an additional serving space for them when they have guests. The color palette for the living, dining, the foyer, since it was mid-century, we went ahead with this lovely raw oak color. And we wanted to complement that because it's a very warm tone, and we were using it in a lot of places, pretty much the entire furniture. So I had to bring in some kind of cool shades, and that is what I got through the grey panelings. So the paneling behind the dining, behind the seating of the dining, the paneling on behind the TV unit, they're all made out of these beautiful cement sheets, and they kind of get that little coolness to the space, which is necessary once you have so much of wood happening. So as they say that the kitchen is the heart of the house, the beauty of this kitchen was that it had a nice big platform already given. There were a few challenges because of the wall here and a little wall in the which was sectioning out the dry balcony, so to speak. There was no flow of light, and I definitely wanted to give them that open feel to the space. And as I mentioned, we removed that. We also removed the wall which was segregating the kitchen and the balcony. We kind of brought the space together. We extended the counter slab, which was primarily till here, and extended it to go right till the end of the dry balcony. Now the builder had already provided us with trolleys on some of the trolleys below the counter, which you will be seeing in the tip, which I am inserting here. What we went ahead and did is that we retained the white color that the builder provided, but we replaced the top grey, which was already there, with the brown to kind of bring the entire mid-century feel into the kitchen and the living areas. After the slab, we wanted to give them electronics counter. Now this is a cabinet which actually is very helpful, so we can house the microwave here. I've given them a pull-out platform, so their mixer, their coffee machine or toaster, everything can be kept here. The plugs are there behind, it can always be plugged in, and once it is used, it kind of goes in. So this becomes like an addition to your existing counter space. It's very helpful and it's quite sturdy to take the weight of the electronics as well. We've provided them with storage all through and through, so there is enough storage for dry goods, wet goods, all their grocery, even their utensils and things like that. They also wanted to have the puja in the kitchen because this was the direction, and we did not want to lose out on the counter space. So what we did is that right next to the electronics counter, we've given them a puja unit, which is very beautifully done. Now the breakfast counter that you see here is a 2-level counter. This 2-level counter actually allows people to use it on the top with those stools, the wooden bar stools that we have provided. There is also a little space below that from the inside of the kitchen which acts as storage. So this has bigger shelves to house their greens and things like that, and it also has baskets to have your onions, potatoes and things which you need to keep in the open but you don't want them anywhere else on the counter slab. This also acts as a good platform to keep all the meal, all the food that is already prepared, and it's obviously a little bit of an additional space that they get in the kitchen. This was the area which you see when you first enter the home. The builder has provided them with a wash basin. Now this is like a common wash basin, so when guests come they don't really need to get into any of the bathrooms which are attached to the bedrooms, and the clients wanted to retain it. I did not want the eye of the person entering directly to go onto the basin, so I wanted to lift the eye above and do something pretty which kind of gives them a beautiful look when people walk in. So I decided to give them a mirror here and house 2 of these very smart lights, so to speak, which kind of anchor the entire wall, and it just gives a very open and a very nice vibe to the space. We definitely wanted a mirror because we wanted the light to be reflected, and we also have a basin here, so a mirror just made more sense. We also decided to give a covering to below the basin, just simply because we didn't want the trap and the outlet pipes to show. And this acts as a very beautiful storage for all their essentials and like extra groceries or extra toiletries, I must say, and it just looks good enough between the 2 bedrooms. So this brings us to the end of the first part of this home tour. I hope you enjoyed watching the foyer and the living room and the kitchen, and it helped you understand the design sense or the design inspiration we take when we design a space. There are 3 bedrooms, and this time I will be showing you what I've done in the bathrooms as well, so stay tuned for that. And do leave me a comment below as to what did you think, how did we translate the 3D into reality? Is it better, is it the same, or do you think we could have done better? I would love to hear your comments, and please be open about them. I really like to hear your feedback about it. And do stay tuned because the clients they visited us today when we handed over the site, and they have been very kind to share their feedback about this work, and I will be putting that feedback in the next video, so do stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel so that you can see more videos, and it helps our channel reach a larger audience. All the products that you see here are going to be linked on our Instagram page. We have certain short videos about how we styled certain spaces, and they are all available on our Instagram page. So if you would like to see them, do go and follow that. And most of the products that we have used here are either from Fulcrum, or they are from stores that probably are available in your cities as well. So you will be finding the names and the links, everything on Instagram, because it becomes very difficult for us to list everything in the description box. So go and follow us on Instagram for that if you would like to. And the next part will be coming out next week, so do stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next part. Thank you so much for watching.